Boys, I've been seeing videos and, TikToks, these YouTube shorts, shit like that of people glazing these champions. And, they go, oh, Ilya's so great because of blah, blah, blah. How can you hate Merab? He's so great, blah, blah, and goes on and on, just dick riding. Today, we're doing the exact opposite. We're going through the worst things about every single UFC champion in 2024. I had to make this video quick because 2024 is coming to an end, and it's coming to an end fast. With that being said, we are going to go through women's division. Every time I get a chance to hate on some women, best believe I'm going to do so. Let's start off with Zhang Weili. The worst thing about Weili, this girl literally fights one time a year. For being in my opinion, the most entertaining women champion, and only fighting one time a year. I don't know. I think Dana needs to slap some heavier cuffs on this girl. She needs to be fighting more than one time a year. And she is fighting early 2025, so hopefully we can continue this. Hopefully, she's fighting early. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep fighting. I want to see at least 3 fights this year for Weili. Let's go down. Valentina Shevchenko. Honestly, the worst thing about Valentina is that she beat Alexa Grasso. Is there much that needs to be said? The biggest reason is because, now that she's champion again, there's not that many exciting matchups. With Grasso, there was more exciting matchups because she was a fresh champion. Valentina's been champion forever. That's the worst thing about it. Let's go down. Julianna Peña. Worst thing about Julianna Peña that everyone can agree on. This girl is just next level cringy. She took the advice of Triple C of just being the king of cringe and took it up a notch, and she's just very, very annoying. I don't know anyone who's like a fan of her shtick, of her personality. I don't even know if there's any fans of her, period. But with that being said, those are the women. Now that we got them out of the way, let's get into the real champions. Let's start off with Alexandre Pantoja. The worst thing about Pantoja, there's just no number one contender for Pantoja. He's cleared out that division. So that's the worst thing about him, is that, there's no new exciting dudes for him to fight because he's literally cleared out that division. The only fun, exciting matchup that we could possibly see is, people who aren't even in the UFC, Mighty Mouse, Muhammad Makhachev, or if he just moves up and fights like Merab or whoever's the champion. Those are the reason why he was way too dominant, and now he has no one to fight. Merab Dvalishvili, the worst thing about him, he's honestly just a very boring champion. And I don't think you can pick a single Merab Dvalishvili fight where you're trying to introduce someone to MMA and you're like, yeah, you need to go watch this Merab versus Peter Yan fight. It was absolutely insane from start to start. Like, there's no fights of Merab that you can tell your friends to go watch because he's just a boring, now that he's a champion, he's a boring champion, but he's just a boring fighter in general and never really has any highlight reel moments. The only real highlights you get from Merab is, one of the 100 takedown attempts, and it looks semi interesting. Other than that, there's no real striking highlights. There's no highlights in general for Merab. I think he might be the most boring champion that we have. Let's go down. Ilia Topuria. This one hurts, but Ilia Topuria, the worst thing about this dude, he is brutally KOing my favorite fighters. And he wasn't always doing this. He was just KOing some just random dudes that I didn't really care about. Like the Jackson fight. Okay, that's fine. I'm not complaining about him KOing Damon Jackson. The Ryan Hall one, I don't really care about that. Just a nice highlight. Jai Herbert, okay, that's fine. Bryce Mitchell, okay, we're getting a little bit... This is a little bit too much, I didn't need to see this. I didn't need to see my boy Thug Nasty get brutally messed up on the feet and then submitted. Definitely didn't need to see that. Josh Emmett, you could have done whatever to Josh Emmett. Then you went a little bit too far, my guy, and knocked out my boy Volkanovski. And then you had the cojones to do it again to my boy Max Holloway. So as of recently, the thing I hate the most about Ilia Topuria is he is KOing. Not just KOing, but for the most part, brutally KOing my favorite fighters. And at this point, that's a sin that is very hard to forgive. Let's go down to Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev, very similar to Zhang Weili. This guy is only fighting one time a year. Let me go through his career real quick and see, like, is he always just fighting one time a year? Because 2024, he fought one time. Okay, that's okay. 2023, a little bit more active, but, you know, he just fought Volkanovski, you know? He literally, 2023, he only fought Volkanovski once and then twice. 2022, not much different. Bobby Green and then Oliveira. 2021, so it seems like this dude's really... 2021, he was more active, fighting 3 times. So he fought Dober, Moises, and then Hooker. So a little bit more active out of my boy Makhachev. But, you know, I need to at least... I know this is crazy for me to ask, but is it so hard to get 2 to 3 fights a year for Islam Makhachev? I know that's a crazy ask, but I'm sure we can get it done. One time a year is just... it's not cutting it. Let's go into Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad, the worst thing about him, it's not that he's boring. I think Belal is actually more entertaining style-wise than Merab, but Belal Muhammad, the worst thing about him is this dude's a decision merchant. You know, I can't, other than Sean Brady, it's still so funny that Belal Muhammad got a TKO win over Sean Brady, but undefeated Sean Brady as well. But other than that, let's just run through this dude's career real quick. Leon Edwards, unanimous decision. Burns, unanimous decision. Then we have the Brady one. Then after that, Luque, unanimous decision. Wonderboy, unanimous decision. Damian Maia, unanimous decision. Edwards, dude got poked in the eye. We got Lima, unanimous decision. Lyman Good, some dude who's not even in the UFC anymore, unanimous decision. Like, the last time, I'm literally looking to see when was the last time he got a win that wasn't a decision. And I'm all the way down into 2017, you know. Oh, here we go. 2016, September 17th, Belal Muhammad got a 3rd round TKO against Augusto Montano, some dude who hasn't fought since he fought Belal Muhammad. So Belal Muhammad is just a decision merchant at the end of the day. Let's go down. Dricus Du Plessis. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I can't find much I can't find the worst thing about Dricus, because there's nothing wrong with Dricus. He fights, he's very active, you know. He's a gaslighter. We love some gaslighting. He has a fun style, although it might look very, very goofy at times. It's fun to watch. And again, like, it's not like he's inactive. It's not like he doesn't promote fights. I can't find something bad about Dricus. So help me in the comments below. Let me know what's the worst thing about Dricus. Let's go down. Alex Pereira. The worst thing about Alex Pereira, I think everyone can unanimously agree on this. I don't know if it's his fault. I don't know if it's a UFC fault, but the worst thing about Pereira is he's not fighting the #1 contender. Let's be realistic. I would love to see Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, but I honestly don't think it's Pereira that's ducking him. I think the UFC just don't want him to fight Magomed, because, you know, Dana honestly hates Magomed, and rightfully so. Fuck Magomed. All my homies hate Magomed. That being said, we got the heavyweight division. This is also very easy. Jon Jones. The worst thing about Jon Jones is, as of right now, this dude is ducking Tom Aspinall. I said in an earlier video that before, you know, all the talk of Tom saying that the fight's getting closer to being made, I was thinking, you know, this fight's a 40% chance of actually being made. I am pretty close to, it's 50-50 right now, maybe a little bit more 60-40 that it does happen. But right now, he's ducking Tom Aspinall. Until this fight's official, Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. And people have such, like, brain dead reasonings on why Jon shouldn't fight Tom, man. They're saying, oh, they should fight Pereira, all this stuff. Jon Jones would take the same pay as Stipe to fight Pereira, but he wants fuck you money to fight Tom Aspinall, because he knows it's a harder fight and there's a chance he gets knocked out. So yeah, this dude's ducking Tom Aspinall. That is every single champion. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other things for these champions. And yeah, thank you guys for watching to the end. There's really not that much else left to say, except for I will see you guys in my next video.